Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. This week, Toyota was kind enough to send me the 2025 Grand Highlander Platinum with the Hybrid Max powertrain. Now, if you've been subscribed or followed along here on the channel, you'll know I had this vehicle in its 2024 model year nearly 1 year ago to the week when I was actually moving into my house. Used it to haul quite a bit of cargo and supplies over there. And this week I did the exact same thing. So make sure you guys subscribe and stay tuned for my dedicated driving review video, which will also double as a road trip review video where I did over 300 miles in this vehicle. Just on that road trip alone, did a fuel economy test, hauled a very long object inside, and really put the Grand Highlander to the test out on the interstate as well as in its cargo hauling capabilities. But anyways, in today's video, I simply want to do a quick walk around tour of this exact spec behind me, tell you about what the fully loaded Platinum as well as the Hybrid Max has to offer, some of the very small tweaks and changes that you will find on this one versus that 2024 that I showcased last year on the channel, as well as just show you overall what you get inside of this vehicle for just over $63,000, including destination. So take a look at the Grand Highlander in front of us. This one's finished in the cement exterior with the black leather interior. Now, despite me not being a huge fan of some of these lighter grays or Nardo type of grays that manufacturers have been producing, they are quite popular. And I have to say, this one has a good amount of metallic flake. And under blue sunny skies that we have today, it just reflects a little bit of that blue in the paint. And this one, as spec'd, looks quite handsome. Now, over the last couple of days, all of the rage, or all of the news, I should say, has been in regards to these recently announced and implemented tariffs. Now, this vehicle is produced or final assembled here in Princeton, Indiana, so it should take a little bit less of the brunt of the tariffs, but every vehicle, even if final assembled, will be impacted to some degree given the globally sourced components. Anyway, starting at the front end, you'll find the same front fascia as that of the last model year. So you have the LED projector headlights, both low and high beam, LED turn signals, and daytime running lights up top with your LED fog lights a little bit farther down. Nice amount of either satin silver trim at the bottom or bright chrome trim up there at the top of the grille, and then some darker gunmetal gray elements in the middle. You do have front, rear, and side parking sensors, 360 surround view camera system just below the Toyota badge, and there is the Toyota badge, which houses some of the radars and other components for the adaptive cruise control located behind it. Overall, you can see this color does change a little bit in the sunlight, but coming around to the side profile of the vehicle, you do have a lot of that black plastic cladding around the wheel wells, the lower door sections, and it continues around to the back. Now, this one does have a few additional accessories on it, which actually spruce it up a little bit, including the crossbars up top and the side steps down below, which blend in with the plastic quite well and just give it a little bit more of a rugged, outdoorsy vibe to it. Now, coming to the wheel and tire setup, this is going to be the one standard on the Platinum. It is going to be a 20-inch alloy wheel with a machined and dark gunmetal gray insert wrapped in a 255/55 20-inch Yokohama Geolander. Looks like XCV0067. So it is a decent high quality all season. Body color mirror caps, LED turn signal integration, cameras on the bottom for the 360 camera system. It does have a nice LED projector floodlight that actually produces the Grand Highlander or Toyota logo on the ground, which is a very neat little Easter egg. You do have blind spot detection, heated side mirrors, no auto dimming mirrors on this vehicle, unfortunately. Proximity entry on all 4 door handles. And then backing up to the side profile, you can really see the size and presence of this vehicle, and then some of those other accessories that I mentioned, including the side steps and those crossbars up top. It does have the silver roof rails, as well as the panoramic power sunroof as standard. And then coming out back, of course, LED lighting will continue on with the LED turn signals, tail lights, and reverse lights all up top there. Nice hybrid match badging here on the driver's side. Rear park assist sensors, dual outlet, silver chrome tipped exhaust. There's a little bit of silver contrast plastics to go against the traditional matte black. Grand Highlander, all in the body color in this section with the rear backup camera, of course, rear wiper, third brake light, Platinum badging on the passenger side to signify this one is the most fully loaded trim level. And yeah, that is basically going to be a look here on the exterior. I will overlay some video and clips of the nighttime of this vehicle so you can see some of those lights that I was referring to for the side mirrors and whatnot. Let me know what you guys think of the Grand Highlander and its styling down in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at the window sticker so you guys know exactly how this one is equipped before jumping onto the interior. So take a look at the window sticker. The Platinum comes fully loaded with everything that the Grand Highlander currently has to offer, including heated and ventilated first and second row seats with captain's chairs. You have heated steering wheel, tri-zone automatic climate control, 5-door smart proximity entry, and then this one is equipped with nearly $3,000 of additional accessories and feature add-ons, including those running boards, the cross roof rails, illuminated door sill plates, illuminated puddle lights, and a few additional items, which brings the total MSRP including destination to $63,072. So take a look on the interior. This one has the black leather interior as I mentioned, but there are going to be a total of 3 different interior colors available depending on the exterior that you do choose. Starting out here on the door panel, it's going to be a fairly monotone but nicely appointed door panel with textured soft touch materials up top, and this is going to be a smooth leather padded armrest with gray accent stitching. Silver accent door handle pull. This is going to mimic that of a slightly textured carbon fiber material in a dark gunmetal gray or black finish. Power windows, mirrors, and locks with power folding mirrors, 2-person memory driver's seat, good amount of lower door storage, JBL premium audio system, as well as additional LED puddle lighting out of the bottoms of the doors. And there's going to be these side steps that I mentioned at the beginning of this video that do fully reveal themselves when the door is open and kind of halfway hide themselves when the door is closed. Illuminated Grand Highlander door sill plate, and then there is a look at the power driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar. Seats are going to be a mix of leather materials, both perforated as well as suede perforations in the middle. A little bit of accent color with the brown up top. There's going to be the brown center stripe, leather headrest, and then coming to the dashboard, you're going to find a mix of those brown and black accents. So here in the interior of the Grand Highlander, this is going to be a carryover from that of the previous 2024 model year when this generation was introduced. But as a whole, materials and buttons and switchgear, things like that, are going to be fairly premium. So in front of the driver, you're going to find a 12.3-inch fully digital and configurable gauge cluster that is controlled on the left side of the steering wheel. As usual, you have 3 preset menu pages that you can configure and tweak what's on the left, middle, and right side. And cycling through all that, you can see there's a lot of different information you can put on it. If you want to check out my full dedicated video going over the technology inside this vehicle, make sure you guys do that. Anyways, you have your odometer at the bottom, which you can see this vehicle only has 556 miles, so I am the first media journalist to get it. You have your fuel tank, battery information on the right side, current coolant engine temperature on the left, and then outside ambient temperature, speed limit, current speed reading, things like that in the middle. Coming back to the steering wheel, this is going to be black leather wrapped with black stitching, gloss black at the bottom. It is heated, of course, with your volume, voice commands, phone information, and gauge cluster on the left side. On the right, you have your adaptive cruise control, lane centering assist or lane tracing with other audio multimedia, and then paddle shifters for the 6-speed automatic transmission on the back. There you can see the forward attention driver monitoring system for the Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. Automatic headlights with fog lights. There is going to be the automatic rain sense wipers also. To the left of the steering wheel, you have your automatic high beam assist on-off, heated steering wheel, 120 volt outlets for 1500 watts in the second row as well as the cargo area. Power liftgate. Down below we have your fuel cap release as well as your hood release. Odometer trip information is adjusted by these buttons right here. Unfortunately, this vehicle does not have a manually tilt telescopic steering column. Gold accents are part of the Hybrid Max Platinum, so that is kind of what you see around the vents there. Soft touch up here. And then, of course, coming to the dashboard, you do have a heads-up display, which is configurable and adjustable by the user, including what information is displayed on it. But currently, I just have it set on the speed limit, current gear selection, driver assistance, and current speed readout. Actually, a very nice display and fairly easy to see even with sunglasses on. Coming over here to the infotainment system, once again, this is another 12.3-inch fully digital display. Of course, wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Sirius XM, AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth inputs also. You can see I have it on Android Auto right now. I will say I have had some issues with wireless Android Auto working reliably upon startup of this vehicle for the very first time in the morning. But it does work once you manually override it and connect it, and you know, it has all of the usual latest UI from Toyota Lexus products. Below that, you're going to find physical hard touch buttons for your heated and ventilated front seats, dual zone automatic climate control up front with an automatic third zone out back. And this is the differentiating factor from the Grand Highlander and the Lexus TX, where this is physical buttons, where the Lexus, of course, has the built-in digital controls. AC vents, hazard buttons, 360 camera view, USB-C charging ports and data ports throughout the front of the vehicle, including over there on the passenger side. Engine stop start button, wireless charging pad, large cup holders here in the middle with like a third storage or cup holder location right there. Here's the Toyota gear shift selection, which is, you know, back to drive, forward for reverse, and then P for park. Electronic parking brake with automatic vehicle hold, traction control, all your drive mode, hybrid system modes here in the center with your normal, rock, dirt, mud, sand, eco, sport, and hill descent over there. Nice center armrest design. It is fairly unique with a large cubby in the middle that opens up to be very cavernous. You can see there's a ton of space down there, and you can just, you know, easily slide that forward and hide all that away. Take a look at the headliner and the pillows. These are actually soft touch fabric wrapped with your JBL logo up there. This is going to be a lesser soft material, but still fairly plush headliner. Incandescent vanity illumination, that should be LED, especially for this price point. But overall, fairly sizable, easy use sun visors. Digital rear camera mirror with garage home link. There are adjustments, of course, you can make, or it turns into a regular auto dimming rear view mirror. Sunglasses storage up top, overhead LED lighting, panoramic sunroof, shade controls, SOS emergency services, and there's going to be a look at the nice large panoramic sunroof that this vehicle does contain. So take a look at the second and third rows. There's going to be very minor tweaks for the 2025 model year over the 2024, which I will point out here in a second. Starting out here on the door panel, almost all of the materials do follow through from the front. So you have the soft touch texture up top, soft touch padded armrest, and this vehicle does have manual second row side sunshades as equipped with a good amount of lower door storage. Now, this vehicle has captain chairs as standard in this particular trim level, but if you are looking for 8-seat configurations, you can get that in some of the lesser equipped trims, and these are going to be fully manual adjustable captain chairs. So you have your slide, recline, all of those features down below, and then you have a one-touch function to the third row, which we'll demonstrate here in just a second. Now, stepping inside, you don't really need the side steps, but they are, you know, somewhat handy if you're on the shorter side. Huge door opening right here, so ingress and egress is very easy. There's a look at the center dashboard. Out back, we have heated and cooled captain chairs, third zone automatic climate, USB-C charging, as well as 1,500 watts of 120 volt power, which I think is a standout feature in this particular vehicle. Matte pockets on both of the front seats, overhead LED lighting, AC vents, grab handles, and one of the new features for 2025 is the center storage or cup holder area, which is on, I believe, XLE grades or higher. This is removable, so simply grab the lever at the front end, you can pull it out, and that gives you just a plastic insert for the mounting of the actual thing. So you don't actually have to keep it inside the vehicle if you don't want, but it quickly locks back into place, gives you 2 additional cup holders, storage for items such as phones or you know, other smaller devices, and you still retain the nice padded armrest for the actual captain chairs themselves. Now, in terms of my actual physical space behind my driving position, the seat is all the way back. I have like 6 or 7 inches of legroom, plenty of footroom down below. Headroom's not a problem either, even with the panoramic sunroof. I have, you know, adjustment for the seat, which it can go back or forward. About 1 to 2 inches of headroom, and this would be a fairly comfortable place to be for longer distance road trips. Now, taking a look at the third row, like I mentioned, getting back there is fairly easy. I wish that was a power tilt slide mechanism, but you know, the manual thing isn't too hard to release. And as I've noted in some of my past content, both the step inside the vehicle and then this one with the side steps makes ingress and egress fairly easy. So you have 2 different places to step. I personally would step on here, go inside, and then behind the third row, or inside the third row, I should say, you're gonna find a fairly decent space for a midsize 3-row SUV. You have cup holders, USB ports back here, large window glass with AC vents on the headliner, and these even have defroster functions in the glass. But overall, one of the highlights of the Grand Highlander is how high the seat bottom sits up from the floor, and just how much, you know, usable space you have back here for either larger kids or full-size adults in a pinch. And this would be one of my top picks if I were to go on any sort of you know, a cross-town road trip or, you know, 2 or 3 hour road trip for third row space, comfort, and you know, not necessarily amenities, but just the amount of space and usability you have inside the vehicle. Now, speaking of usability and cargo room, that is one of the other areas that this vehicle excels at. Of course, you have that power lift gate, and then behind the third row seats, say you need all of the passenger capability, you still have a very usable amount of cargo area. And of course, as I noted in my road trip video, fold both the third row and second row seats folded down, you have an immense amount of cargo capability, and this vehicle swallows up a ton of stuff inside of it. Now here in the third row, or in the cargo area, you have a 1500 watt outlet, so this is shared with the second row. You have JBL subwoofer, additional tie down points, and then beneath the floor you do have a small amount of additional cargo area, including the holder for the integrated sliding sunshade, which can mount, of course, in front of the third row behind the second row right there, if you want to use that cargo area instead of the actual passenger space. Additional speakers on the actual hatch itself, and one of the items I will be mentioning in a different piece of content is you have LED lighting on the hatch. You have LED lighting in the third row, second row, and the overall illumination of this vehicle at nighttime is very, very good. So if you're looking for, good interior illumination and lighting, this vehicle's got you covered. Now, wrapping this video up here on the passenger front seat, of course, materials are gonna be the same, and this does have a power passenger seat. However, it does not have any of the power lumbar adjustments. There's going to be a look at the dashboard, which has additional storage shelf, USB charging, damped glove box, good amount of size and usability. There's all of your owner's literature, things like that. Additional storage cubby on the side of the center console. And yeah, that is pretty much going to be a look here at the Grand Highlander with the black leather interior. Let's go ahead and pop the hood, see what powers this particular vehicle, and wrap up this video. So under the hood of the Grand Highlander Hybrid Max, you're gonna find a 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder paired to a couple of different electric motors and of course a small high voltage battery system for a total system output of 362 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. This of course makes the vehicle all-wheel drive through a 6-speed automatic transmission, and I have to say the Hybrid Max is one of the highlights and standout features of the Grand Highlander and other mid-size 3-row SUVs because it does give it a fun to drive nature with plenty of power on tap. Now in terms of fuel economy, this vehicle is rated at 26 city, 27 out on the highway, and I've had some mixed results with both of the two Grand Highlanders that I've had experience in a full week with. And you'll have to stay tuned for my road trip review video to see what my actual MPG figures were, but I have to say I did unfortunately miss the mark. So let's go do it here for this quick walk around tour of the 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander Platinum Hybrid Max. Let me know what you guys think of this vehicle down in the comment section below. Overall, I think it has a lot of positive attributes, just a few negatives in terms of the features and options that it has equipped in this vehicle. For the $63,000 price point, I really think it should have like power tilt telescopic steering column, power folding third row seats at least, maybe even second row seats depending on who you're comparing this vehicle to, and things like that. I think those are just, usable features on a daily basis that unfortunately this vehicle is missing. But outside of that, I think it's a very comfortable, powerful, fairly efficient vehicle on a daily basis. And like I said, make sure to stay tuned for some of my additional videos if you just want to hear my in-depth thoughts on efficiency. But overall, I think it's a solid option to consider, especially if you want one of the larger vehicles in the segment with a lot of passenger volume, decent amenities, and tons of cargo hauling capabilities if you do need that on an occasional basis. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and comments down in the comment section below. I want to give a huge thanks to Toyota for sending this vehicle out for me to test and review, and of course you guys for watching. And as always, hope to see you guys in the next one.